Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard is 8%er. The scripture comes from Ecclesiastes 5 and 7. If you see oppression of the poor and violation of rights and justice in the realm, do not be shocked by the fact, for the high official has another higher than he watching him, and above these are others still. Yet advantage for a country in every respect is a king for the arable land. The covetous man is never satisfied with money, and the lover of wealth reaps no fruit from it. So this too is vanity. Where there are great riches, there are also many to devour them. Or what use are they to the owner except to feast his eyes upon? Sleep is sweet to the laboring man, whether he eats little or much, but the rich man's abundance allows him no sleep. Okay, so here's the message. God is saying, there is someone you are, how do I say it? I just feel like this is somebody you have an opportunity in front of you to earn like a ridiculous amount. And but however, you are looking at this opportunity like, I'm good with just the 8%. And it's not that you good with the 8% because you want to be poor or you just want to get by. You are good with the 8% because you rather walk around with out having to be scared that somebody is going to try to rob you. Okay? And it's just, I just feel like that's what the message is like. And somebody is looking at you and they are looking down upon you because you make this choice. And it's God is saying that there is nothing wrong with that choice because you are using wisdom. Because even if, like it says, if you see oppression of the poor and violation of rights and justice in the realm, do not be shocked by the fact, for the high official has another higher than he watching him, and above these are others higher still. So God, yet an advantage for a country in every respect is a king for an arable land. So God is saying, even if there are situations where there is somebody in the spiritual realm attacking someone else, there's still somebody watching them. I just feel like God is saying there are checks and balances for everybody. So this may be someone, you are just trying to simply get by, and you are being very frustrated because there's somebody you may feel as though you are being oppressed by something. You may feel like, regardless if you feel like your money is being oppressed, or if you just feel like you in general are being oppressed. Maybe you are in a position where you would like to just live a comfortable life, and there is something that is keeping you from that. God is saying that you may be being attacked in a spiritual realm. But God has already told you that you will be able to get by off of your little 8%. Okay? I just feel like somebody, you just like, no, I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight for this. And the message is like, God is basically saying you are not thinking wrong. Where there are great riches, there are also many to devour them. The more money, more problems. Okay, just like Nas said, more money, more problems. And you already know this is somebody, you probably been there, done that. I already told y'all, I've been there, done that. I've been there, done that, been there, done that. I realized that people would see my Louis Vuitton suitcase and be like, oh, they gotta be real. Okay, eyes get big. No, I don't have no money. Okay, but like, at the same time, it's kind of like, what else are you putting off if you walking around with Louis Vuitton luggage? And I had a whole Louis Vuitton luggage set, makeup bag. I think I had 2 makeup bags, 3 or 4 of the little duffel bags, and a suitcase. All of it real. Like, if you walking around with stuff like that, how you think people gonna look at you? What do you expect? What do you expect? You know what I'm saying? What do you expect? What do you expect? And I just feel like God is saying, for somebody, you are getting to a point in your life where you don't want that kind of attention on yourself. And if you somebody and you walking around and you don't have security, ain't no need for you to be bringing attention to yourself, especially if you live somewhere that is dangerous. And God is saying that regardless if you have a little or a lot, if you are a laboring person, okay, if you are somebody, you are working for your money, then you sleep well at night knowing that you worked for what you have. You earned what you have, and you have what you need. But somebody that has an abundance of riches, they have problems sleeping through the night, and it's because they are so worried about who has what, who's taking what, and who's doing this and who's doing that. And that's just the message. God is saying for somebody, don't stress yourself, don't worry yourself that you don't have certain things. Because understand that sometimes when you have certain things, it makes you a target. When you have certain things, people start, they start trying to clock that. Some people will take out the time, effort, and energy to look up and see what purse you got and how much it's worth. Like sometimes there are people that will take out the time, effort, like they will. And God is saying, when there are great riches, there are many to devour them. Okay? The lover of wealth reaps no fruit from it, so this too is vanity. God is saying that we cannot keep all this stuff. You can't take none of this stuff with you. If something happens to you because somebody sees something that you got that they want, and they decide that they want to come and take you out of here so they can have your stuff, you cannot take none of that stuff with you. So it's just kind of like, what is the point? What is the point? What is the point? And that's what God is saying. God is saying there's no point in trying to go out your way to have all these nice, luxurious things. There's no point in trying to go out your way to just feel like you have, I don't know. And I just feel like it's not to say that God will never allow you to have nice things. It's not to say that God will not allow you to, how do I say it? God is basically saying for somebody, be careful though. And this could be for somebody that have people watching you. Okay, for somebody, especially if you have a job like you on social media. Okay, you have a job like this, and you are seen as somebody, like people expect you to have money. I just literally watched a video of TLC saying publicly saying, we just won not one but 2 Grammys and we broke. Okay, just because you have a job that looks very luxurious and it looks very, does not mean you got all the money in the world. And they were like, we just sold 10 million CDs. Okay, 10 million, the best-selling album, but we broke. And I just feel like God is saying that you got to be careful when you're in a position to where people are looking at you like somebody that needs to have money, or that should have all this money, or that's supposed to have this and they should have that. And you really, like, regardless if you got it like that or not, sometimes having it like that, it can be very hard on you. And especially like if you somebody like a YouTuber, and in reality, like, it's kind of like you popular, but you're not a celebrity, and you don't have no security. You always going places by yourself. You don't know who watching you. You don't know who you are. You don't know who looking for you to have all this money in your pockets. You don't know who is thinking this, who is assuming that. And I just feel like God is saying that you better be careful with what you decide to spend your money on. And, even if you do get to a point to where you are making more than just that 8%, I just feel like this is a word of caution to be careful. For somebody, it may not even mean that you are never going to get to a point to where you are making a decent amount of money. It may not even mean that you're not going to get to a point to where you are making enough, like, to buy yourself all these nice things. But I just feel like God is saying that you need to be careful, and you need to be smart, and you need to think, like, make logical decisions, such as before you go out and buy a bunch of little side stuff, maybe you should worry about getting things that will help you to be secure. Okay, regardless to if you don't have a car and you need to have a car instead of walking. Okay, you can't just mob to the store no more. Okay, we're gonna have to get a car. Or if you need to let go of the idea of staying in an apartment complex, because that can be dangerous. I did hear a story about a girl that was, I forgot what she was, but she was living in this apartment complex, and somehow, some way, they started messing with her. She ain't do nothing to these people, and they took her out of here just because they knew who she was. Okay, and you know, it could be. It could just be anything. Maybe you need to be thinking about getting a house, okay? Getting your own property, fencing it off, okay? Put a lock on it, okay? Put some cameras out, okay? And then, you know, last but not least, last resort, you might need to get you some steel, okay? And I just feel like God is saying that you need to think smart, okay? Because you are doing the 8% right now, and you are just trying to do you know what I'm saying? And even if God does have these blessings coming towards you, you don't want to bring that kind of attention amongst yourself, because you don't want to cause your reign to end before it's time. God says if you have too much too soon, you may not even be able to sleep at night. Okay, you may be so nervous that this is going to happen and that is going to happen. But in reality, I feel like God is saying, if you just live a normal life and just be a normal person, and you just do things in a chill way until you get to a position to where you can do all these things, you won't have nothing to worry about. But the only reason you are scared is because you want to act up. God said, hold off on that, okay? Get everything in alignment first. Get everything together. Get yourself together first. And then once you have a house, you know, like where you don't have to worry about people always watching you, staying in a nice neighborhood with people not always watching you and watching what you got going on. Once you're in a position to where you don't have to worry about everybody every time you walking everywhere, and everybody trying to see what kind of purse you wearing, what kind of shoes you wearing. Oh, what's this? What's that? Oh, I know she got to walk this way. Oh, she got to come this way, and I'm gonna be standing right there. Like I just feel like God is saying for somebody, if you do that, you're gonna make yourself an easy target. Versus if you just chill and you allow God to do what He doing and build you up the way He plan on building you up, then you're gonna be good. And that's the message. Okay, God said, don't worry. He is watching everything. However, you yourself do not need to fall into the sin of vanity. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.